Hi Lumineers, welcome to the Lighter Side Show. I'm your host, Jamie Butler, the Everyday Medium. And today we're going to be talking about the crown chakra. But not all the details about it and its characteristics, but I'd like to talk to you about the size of a chakra, and specifically if there's too much energy in the crown chakra, if there's not enough energy in the crown chakra, or when it's just right. Before we do that, guys, I have some housekeeping notes. We have a lot of series coming up. We have new Reiki classes, and we also have our mediumship series coming up as well. So Lumineers, no matter where you are, basic and intermediate is online, so you can come join me. And our advanced mediumship class is in person at the Center for Love and Light here in Atlanta, Georgia. We'd love to see you guys, so come join us for class. And head over to jamiebutlermedium.com, sign up for the newsletter. It has everything on it. It's amazing. You know it's good if I'm whispering it. It's excellent. We send it out once a month. It has where we are, what's going on, and we will be traveling a bit next year. Colleen and I just kind of put some stuff on the calendar, so it's going to be a surprise. Jesse's looking at me down his nose like, really? We are?
I think you can announce we're going back to the Akashic Ranch in June.
Boom, done. We're going back to the Akashic Ranch in June. Hello, Kamloops. You guys, that place is magical. Go ahead, please start saving your money. If you're one of those people who just want to go to a place that has energy that you can't feel anywhere else, this is it. You've already been to Stonehenge? Okay, go to Kamloops. It's incredible. I hope Marianne gets a kick out of that. All right, let's get into the crown chakra. It is about 2 finger widths right above the top of your head, right in the center. Right, that's where the Sushumna line is, which is your neutral line energy. And the crown chakra sits on top. And crown chakra, size of a golf ball. Wouldn't that be great if I could just balance it right there? That's not happening. Too much energy in the crown chakra. Bam, bigger than a golf ball. Just huge watermelon sitting on top of your head. You most likely are spiritually depressed. It means that you can't, because I heard some of you go, wait, what? Spiritually depressed? Yes, it most likely is that you recall a lot of information from the beyond, home, heaven, whatever you'd like to call it, and you can't translate it into being human. And so when you look at other people, you can't really connect to their integrity, their morals, can't understand why they're mean. So my son used to say all the time when he was little, he goes, Mama, why is he so mean? He couldn't understand why somebody wanted to manipulate him or hurt him because he just had such big memory about the afterlife. And it was all beautiful, cohesive. So when you have too much energy, spiritually depressed, you can get really destructive and just start tearing down systems that you put in place to keep you safe. You don't reach your full potential and you become easily frustrated, irritated, peeved, pissed. All right, Lumineers, when there's not enough energy in the crown chakra, so size of a pea instead of a golf ball, then what's going on is you end up living in conflict to your spiritual beliefs. So when you say you have a belief system and you're not following through with it, you're not doing it, there's no action behind it, there's not enough energy to power it. So please put more purple and violet energy into the crown chakra. Like when it was too abundant, you can toss up some yellow that will contradict it and that will kind of pacify it and bring it back into the golf ball shape. So yay, yellow. But when it's too small, you don't want to give it yellow. You don't want to compromise it even more. You want to give it its like vibration so that it then can become abundant and into its perfect state of harmony and resonance. So add the same color when it's not enough. When there's not enough, there's also a sense of being depressed. But this kind of depression is a very lonely feeling. I'm disconnected, and that's what's bringing on the depression. Indecisive, confused, that's the whole disconnected, disassociated. All of that is not enough energy. Now, what happens when the crown chakra has just the right amount of energy? It's perfect. Size of a golf ball, it's round, it's functioning just great. It shows me that you are completely open to the divine. Doesn't that sound lovely to say? When you have the perfect amount of energy in the crown chakra, you're able to live in accordance to your spiritual beliefs. Whereas when it was not enough, you had the conflict. When you have enough, what you're saying and the action and your belief, all of that is on the same page. Completely balanced. And it's wonderful. A nice side effect here is you're cleansed of all your negative beliefs. You know those happy people, no matter what goes by, they're just like, live, let them be. All these things feed into having a perfectly balanced crown chakra. You don't have the negativity anymore. You're not triggered by it. You don't think about it. You don't want to gossip about it. It's just done. And lastly, you're able to transcend our materialistic reality. That means, this isn't your number one and your only shot. Pretty neat, huh? All right, Lumineers, I'm going to wrap this up and say goodbye to you now, but we're going to have Spirit come in and give their insight on what the crown chakra does from their viewpoint. Thank you so much for being here with us. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care, Lumies. Bye.
Welcome back, Lumineers. I am Colleen Ziegler, and today I am joined by Maitland, as channeled by Jamie Butler. And Maitland is going to talk about the crown chakra.
I am.
Yay!
I don't know exactly what I want to say about it because there's quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I'm supposed to be looking at the crown chakra from a spirit standpoint of how the humans use it in their body. And the crown chakra is the purple one that sits on top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
And it does a lot of all your faith and your belief stuff. And so if you look at all your chakras and you wanted to guess which one would be a better computer than the rest of them, I would say the crown chakra would be. It does a lot of programming. What? What?
What
Is
about
that what? Do I hear questions about that? I'll take the question, please, behind the camera. What is programming? What's programming? Okay. Did you want to know more about that?
Absolutely. Tell us.
Well, okay. The chakra that sits on top of the head, this is the one that's still associated to your physical body. And, your thoughts and your emotions run a lot of what your physical body does.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just learned about the third eye chakra and how it relates to the health of those things, mental, emotional, and physical. Then we look at the crown chakra, which is higher. So it can process all of the vibrations that the previous chakras produce.
Okay.
So even though it's like a hologram, holograms that, those pendants that you get, it has an image on it. And if you break it and it's made out of glass, you get a little piece of it and you look at it and it has the whole image on it. Your chakra system is just like that. Even though it just produces one of the key vibrations, like red produces the red vibration energy and it's much lower. And then it gets higher vibration as you go up. But each chakra is attuned to like a particular note, like a particular vibration. And it goes all the way up. So this one, the crown, is attuned to a higher vibration, but can also translate and work with all the other vibrations. So what goes up can process what's down beneath it, but the lower ones have a more difficult time. It is possible, but it has a more difficult time processing the vibrations that are produced in the higher chakras. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
So when we look at the crown, it is like the computer one.
Mm-hmm.
It is the one that can process and put together everything. And this is where your faith systems, your belief systems, your religious ideas, your kind of your hopes, your dreams, your, all of this that's kind
And
of...
no matter what your belief system is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Atheists or agnostic or whatever. Just everything is up there. I believe in fairies and unicorns and roller skates that work on their own. All up there. Wouldn't that be great to have roller skates that have engines on them? They have skateboards that do that now. What about roller skates?
I just want a pair of roller skates that helps me, like really get down in like a disco.
I think that's called technique. You might have to practice a little harder.
I don't know. I think my time might be up for that.
It's never
not.
up.
It's not. Well,
never
stay tuned, Lumineers. You never know.
Colleen used to be an ice skater. She competed. She's going to do a triple axel at the end of the program today.
Okay, first of all, I was an ice skater. That's true. It's also true that I competed. It is not true that I could ever do a triple axel.
Could you do a double?
No, Jesse, double axel is so hard. Like, I could not do that.
Single?
I practiced a single axel. It's a single axel is 1.5 rotations. Yeah. Anyway, back to the crown chakra. Take that out.
Back to the crown chakra. P.S. Our next meeting is going to be at a roller rink,
Which will be fantastic. Could Jamie channel you and you could roller skate? Is that
Yes.
safe?
Like I would hurt her?
Well, like, do you know how to?
I've never roller skated
Okay, then
before.
we're not going to do that.
I've ridden a bike.
Okay.
I didn't have a bike, but I rode a bike before.
Yeah. It's a little different.
We were talking about that all the belief systems are up there,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what it is.
Yes.
It's going to be stored in this vibrational place.
And the crown chakra can hold all those different belief systems and still be, I'm going to go back and use the word activate, can still be activated in full, whether your belief is more spiritually based or more religious based. Is that true?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a problem.
Okay.
I mean, you can believe that trees talk. It's just your belief is thoughts that you put emotional power behind and that you hold as a structure of honor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so you have those, and this is kind of where they're stored. And so the thing with the crown chakra, it is the first step to bridging all of your 3D-ness to the 4D-ness. So it goes up higher to the higher consciousness chakra, which is what
Which is
you
already-
guys are going to talk about next.
Which is already bridged.
Yes.
It's already the bridge.
Yes, that is
Okay.
the bridge.
This is bridging.
That's this starting it,
Okay.
and then that's it happening. It's already went.
Okay.
So anything that you're working on, like communicating to, well, I wanted to use the word God, but everybody has such a different definition of God or source or that kind of feeling of something greater out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not bigger or better than you, but just something existential,
Existential.
Mm-hmm.
existential out there is going to be in the crown chakra. And the reason that you have this extra kind of chakra sitting on top of the head, because if we really look at your chakra system, its third eye is like right on top of the brain. That's the one that's doing all the brain stuff, but on an energetic level. And that's where all of your clairs are. And this one on top is almost seen as extra. It's like you have two brains, which you kind of do. You have a brain in your belly, and you have a brain, if we're talking tissue only, physical, and you have a brain in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So energetically, you have the center on your forehead, and then you have the extra one on top, so that it can hold kind of those things that you can't touch or feel, that it really does require that sense of faith
Mm-hmm.
that it exists without
Trust.
proof.
Faith and trust.
Your faith and trust center. And so it's separated out because it's very hard for them to be held at the same time.
What do you mean?
It's a really good point, but you don't have a lot of great words to say.
Yeah.
So when you are a religious person, for example, and you have a certain belief within that religion, let's say that God is omnipresent, which means that God is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have an experience, so that's your belief system. Then you have an experience where you feel lonely, that nothing is around you. That is contradictory to your belief system that God is omnipresent. So these two that you fully believe in individually contradict each other if they're on the same plate. That's why you've got two centers on your head. Does it make sense now?
It does. But going back to them being held, are you thinking, when you say that, are you talking about just within the same space? That they're both just being held right here in their spot? Is
Yeah.
that what you meant? Okay.
If I took those beliefs or that belief and this feeling, this knowing that I am alone and God is omnipresent,
Mm-hmm.
and I put them together and I converse about them, there is one obviously eliminates the other.
Okay.
And it cannot be true. You're actually not alone because your God is omnipresent.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't now feel alone. So there's a lot that you have. And I mean a lot that you have in this life that contradicts each other like that. It is astounding that you guys haven't busted this system already.
I'm listening.
Oh. But it's true. So, I mean, if you think about it anywhere else, you don't have two centers in the heart, and you don't have two centers in the stomach or the belly or the base. You know, it's like there's no other need to double up except in your brain, because your brain is so confusing in what are my thoughts, what are my actual transmissions, that I'm receiving.
So are you saying the crown chakra is actually located in the brain?
It's right above it.
Okay, but on it.
It deals
Okay.
with it. It deals with the pineal gland. And
Okay.
that's right in the brain.
Okay.
And because the brain functions, most people believe that the brain functions as an organ, and it is the control center of your thoughts, and that it really works for you. That's your thing. It stores your memory, acts like a computer, but it doesn't. It really acts like a radio. It can transmute. Is that the word? It can put out your words, but it also receives transmission coming in. And so it gets very confusing because the messages that are coming in from beyond, from the environment, from Jesse's head talking way too loud, it all comes out, and you're translating it, you're receiving it as a transmission. It's going to go through the crown, and then it's going to come in, and then it can be held in the third eye, but it's going to be translated up here because your brain needs a way to distinguish how to separate that stuff. Just like how when you're clairsensitive, all of those things can come in here, but the information is translated here in the third eye. Your transmissions from your God source, your non-God source, your angels, your guides, your gurus, your masters, your demons, your whatever you're dealing with, comes in here. Your healing, your Reiki, energy healers, all comes in here. And it moves down, and the information is translated in the clair center. It's a nice system that the brain has, or the chakra system has, because it would be way too much for just one center to do all of that. Connection, 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 belief, 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 faith, faith, faith. That's all this. Like, I want to get out. I want to grow. I want to gather. I want to see what I am all about. And I would say in my personal experience, that people's crown chakras hold more of their truth than their third eye. Third eye holds more of the information that they're learning, knowing, processing. But the truth values, the faith, and all of that is up in the crown.
Like their authentic selves would be located in the crown.
So if you really want to get a real good look at somebody, if they're, are they going to be good to work with? Are they honest? Are they this? Are they that? I would measure the energy up here. Look at this first, and then look at how they're absorbing it. Are they heart-centered people? Are they, clair-centered people? And information. The gut likes all the information, the knowing.
You go in for job interviews, and then they're going to scan your crown chakra.
Is it big enough? It's too big.
What kind of jobs would be? I was just telling a story. I don't even know if I should say this on camera. And once I won't give.
Don't
you-
say who.
I won't.
What was it?
You know what story I'm going to tell. So, I went in for a job interview, not with Jamie, several years ago, and I was asked what my horoscope was, what my birthday was, so they could run my astrological chart in the back, and then what my political beliefs were. Two big no-nos in the job world.
And that was the interview?
Yeah, that was basically, well, there was more than that. But those were the two things that stuck out, and I said that's how I knew I wanted to work there, because I like that kind of, quirky environment. It's where I kind of thrive. So I knew that I wanted a job there, but like, can you imagine now that taking place? I mean, they'd be like sued and shut down or something.
But I hope it goes full circle, because it would be great if people came in and they're like, let me assess your chakra.
Yeah.
That's just as vulnerable as going through everybody's social media accounts.
Yeah. I'm picturing like interview with Jamie where she's like scanning my, I never interviewed with Jamie, but that's not even part of that stuff. She called me and invited me to work for her.
She was like, it's you.
There was no applying and resume sending.
We told her you were the one.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. We were right.
Okay, how do you want to wrap it up? Wrap it up.
Thanks. So if you want to assess someone energetically, I would look at the crown chakra first. And then I would look at the rest of the chakras. And then maybe have a proper interview.
Yes, scan all those chakras first. That's interesting. I would not think that would be a center point that you would focus on when looking at somebody and who they were as a person.
I think it's misunderstood.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, all the other chakras are right on top of the body.
Yeah.
And so they're like, this is exactly what it's doing for the body.
Sure.
And this is the color and the spin and everything. But then the crown all of a sudden is floating on top of the head,
Mm-hmm.
but it still deals with the physical body. And in many cultures, it spins in different directions. So it's kind of confusing. And since it is kind of a double up, which nobody really talks about,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, well, what's the purpose for it?
Sure.
It's not like we're going into some evolution and we're just like getting rid of it. Like, we don't need that extra kidney, so we're going to grow out of it. It's like we really need that. That's helping us with
I don't
our
need
faith.
that crown chakra.
You want me to surgically remove it? You can't surgically remove
No,
chakras.
it's not going anywhere.
That vortex will grow right back into your energy center. It is how you hold yourself to your physical body.
So, are there any tips that you have for taking care of your crown chakra, or keeping it open and expansive? Because the chakras can kind of shut down on you, can't they?
They can.
Yeah.
And they can get all clogged up and not working, just like when you stop dusting your house. It gets really gross.
Yep. So what are some maintenance?
I
Crown
suggest
chakra maintenance tips.
you wear a cloth unicorn horn on top of your head. And a triangular shaped shungite. And then that will clean the energy on top of your head.
Maitland. Are you reading my mind?
I can't talk.
Okay.
Don't do that. But if you want to clean your crown chakra, amethyst does a really beautiful job. And the vibrations in the crown chakra are very, very fine-tuned and very high. So it's not about coming in with some big, bold thoughts or some big, bold healing process. It's about getting calm with it. So the easiest thing to do is to grid your bed with amethyst and sleep in an amethyst grid. And when you are calm and you are relaxed, this energy on top of your body is more accessible, and it's doing more of its work because your body is calmer, and even your consciousness is raising up in vibration as you go into dream state. So it's a perfect time to grid, be in that vibration, and let your body naturally clean that energy. You'll sleep better too
Mm-hmm.
and dream better. But that would be my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me
Yeah.
and letting me play around and be giggly today.
I
Thank you,
to giggle
Jesse.
too.
Thank you, Maitland.
Thank you, Lumineers.
Thank you, Maitland.
Thank you, Colleen. Bye. Thank
Bye,
you, Sunny.
everybody. Sunny.
With Jamie.